Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 10 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I spent a silly amount of time harvesting tall grass from around my base. It was nighttime and mobs died and bad things happened, but that's okay. I survived. It was alright. Man, that belong looks pretty cool. I don't mind saying. Yes, see? Look. I mean, a silly amount of time clearing out tall grass. Like, this was all tall grass, as far as the eye could see. And even beyond that direction. It's a little meteor crash over there. Yep, totally a meteor crash. Cleared out beyond that as well. Lots, and a whole lot even more thingy of harvesting. And I got 2 ender lilies. That's it. Those things are rare. I must have gotten really lucky in episode 1 when I found one, because they are silly how rare they are. The good news is I have 2 more ender lilies. The bad news is they are really slow to grow, like really slow. I'm going to see what I can do, because I really want to get ender pearls, and I'd really like to avoid angering the endermen if I can. I mean, I know they're going to be up to shenanigans and no good at some point soon, but if I can avoid incurring their wrath, that would be nice. I'm gonna see what I can do by way of watering can. There's a couple growth tick speed up mechanics that I can apply here, but first I'm gonna try watering can and just see how the ender lilies go. They don't seem to be going too well. I'm gonna try this off camera for a bit, and then we'll probably come back and see something else to try. Well, the watering can does not work very well. Long story short, just doesn't. So while I wait for those guys to grow and maybe think of a better solution, we can definitely get, by the way, we could go to the end. If we got end stone, I'm looking for a recipe for it, but I really don't see any. It'd be awesome if I could get that. Yeah, there's so much. If I got to the end, then I could probably put the ender lilies on end stone, and they grow a lot faster on end stone, but we're a ways off from getting to the end, and especially, even more importantly, getting back from the end. So we'll have to see. Let's alloy smelt. We're going to make sure this is in alloys mode. Some nether quartz. This, I think, will toast up and make us some fused quartz glass, I want to say. I might need to pop back to the nether, because I might need a little bit more of this stuff, but we'll see. What I want to get is the power gen going. So we don't need ender pearls to get this going. Really, the thing we need ender pearls for is the phantom faces to make the lasers look nice. But in order to get the functionality of the base working, I think we'll be all right. So we'll see whether or not we get phantom faces between, this episode and the next. Hopefully we can pull it off, but if not, no big deal. So for now, progress cooking up. Fused quartz. Now I can get some conduits, specifically pressurized fluid conduits. I wouldn't mind getting ender fluid conduits, but those require ender pearls. So, vetoed, unfortunately. Let's see. So, basically, we're going to want to put canola presses extracting into fermenting barrels, and then fermenting barrels sending into oil generators, right? So, let's start with the second half of this setup. And I'm definitely going to need more quartz. So if we're getting into Ender IO, we should probably make ourselves a Yeta wrench. I don't think I've made one of these yet. I want to say I probably haven't. Also, what are you? Bauxite ore, huh? Neat. So Yeta wrench, bauxite can go in here. Empty hand, add to the filter. Boom. Nice. Yeta wrench requires electrical steel and a basic gear, which is just sticks in that. Electrical steel isn't too bad to make. It is coal dust or crushed coal, silicon, and iron. So let's see about how we can get some of that. So we've got some iron. Do we have any coal dust handy? Probably not, but we can make some. And we're probably also going to want that silicon. Now, silicon can be made a few different ways. Probably the easiest way is smelting nether quartz ore. Or we can... So that's So let's see, there's refined storage silicon and ender-IO silicon. Those are the two types available to us right now. Sag mill, we can do clay, gives you an 80% for clay blocks. That's not terrible. You can do redstone ore, and you can do sand, and it's like a 50% chance in a sag mill. Interesting. Is there not silicon? I guess Applied Energistics doesn't add its own version of silicon because it'll use the other ones. Neat. All right, so we're going to need a sag mill then. Yes, we are. So sag mill, not terrible to make. Flint, machine chassis, iron, and piston. Okay. So we're going to need another bit of U. And in fact, I could probably get this, some copper, good on iron. So that should allow me to get a bunch of basic capacitors. We're going to need some anyway later, so that's a good deal. We'll get this guy, one set of U. Maybe we've got some flint handy? Two flint. I think I can turn gravel into flint though, can I? Ah, there we go. Perfect. I knew there was some way to do it. So you can do that. I didn't really want to do 4 of those, did I? Nope. Dire derp. It's alright. We'll have a use for them at some point. So we've got a sag mill now, which is cool. You need power though, and we're running low on power options. I think we're gonna have to go with the generator. So you can go away for now. Where's that coal generator I had? Nice. We'll let you give power to this guy. By the way, wouldn't mind what I'll probably wind up doing instead is throwing an energy conduit on this bad boy. Technically, I should be using the Yeta wrench to break these, but it's all good. Okay. There. What I'll probably also do is, for the time being at least, didn't want to break that. Not even a little bit. What I wanted to do was put my coal generator here. Cool. There's some coal in it. And you can feed power into this guy. So we'll configure you. You don't have to configure these, by the way, but I do it when I want to make sure that it's always, you know, accepting power from one side. So you guys should all be running now, again, which is nice. I'm going to clean up this inventory mess that I've got. You can go away, and you can go away. Cool. You should have power now. Do I have any extra sand? I have limestone. Can I make sand in there? I think I can in the sag mill, can I? Cobble. Sandstone makes it for sure. Glass and gravel will make it. Okay. Good to know. So this should work. Should be pretty quick too. But you know what we can do is throw augment in there. Let's do that. Flint, I think, would be a good thing to do. Oh yeah, right. I don't have much flint either. You know what I have not been doing between episodes as much as I should be? Mining. I really, really need to look into mining between episodes because I haven't been, and that's bad. You're an ore that should be processed. So let's add you to this guy too. Smart whitelist. Cool. Hey, there we go. We got some flint. We'll add that, and it'll basically, you get more stuff out of the sag mill if you have flint in there. There's a couple other resources we can put in there as well. So this should help getting silicon for us. Nice. All right, cool. And in addition to this, we're going to want... Let's get 9. Sound good? Yeah, it should be cool. So close. So close. So we'll get coal dust out of this. And then we'll get a little bit more iron. That'll do. So the coal dust and the silicon and the iron will come together to make electric steel. Nice. So obviously the power gen we have going on here is very weak right now, but soon we'll get that laser hooked back up. Once I get these conduits working, then we'll be really good with the laser thing. that slot. Bad. Oh, my base is such a mess. Cool, I got an extra coal powder. Nice. All right, so we've got electrical steel. 3 of these will definitely help us. Having a Yeta wrench is kind of really useful when you're doing Ender IO work. Come back in a minute when it's done. So we're going to want a basic gear, and we're going to want our electrical steel. This will allow us to manipulate those conduits we just hooked up. And I'm probably also going to want more nether quartz because I need more conduits. This should be cool. So let's alloy smeltery this probably now. I'm going to take you guys out of here for the time being. You can cook. I'll let this... Oh, hang on. Let's sort you. We'll hang on to it because we're going to want to do stuff with it. There we go. Probably just sort it. Iron ingot. Yeah, these things can all sort. So are you making my clear glass stuff? There we go. Fused quartz. Nice. So let's get this guy set up with more pressurized fluids. So now that we have the Yeta wrench, we should be able to go down here and configure how we want this to work. So this is going to extract liquids from the fermenting barrel. And it's going to be set to always do it. So always active, meaning pretty much always extract, right? Over here, we want to configure this guy down here to be an insert only, and configure this guy to be insert only. So it's shift left click to access the config menu and shift right click to remove blocks. Cool. All right. Now, how do I want to run? Because we want to get items into the canola press. So how are we going to want to run this? Might want to run behind the wall. Thinking this is the best way to run it. Okay. We will set you to extract always active, and we will set you guys to insert. Technically, we could leave it on in and out, but I kind of want to control how things go in and how things go out. We can cover these up with facades in a moment. We're going to need a new machine for that. But let's try this. So in theory, we should be cool now. How are we for energy conduits? What I'd like to do is have another capacitor. Let's make another capacitor for this room so that we can really have everything working the way I want it to. So let's get our copper. I'm going to need another piece of gold. We're going to need a bunch of redstone and iron probably. Cool. So this guy times 4. A block of redstone times 1. And we're ready to have another basic capacitor. Neat. So the nice thing about Ender IO conduits is they can have multiple conduits in one block space. This is super useful. What it means is, I'm going to remove you, remove you. I'm going to configure this guy to send power out the top and receive power in the bottom. Okay. And I have a shovel somewhere. Check this out. We can have energy and fluid conduits going on right there. How nice is that? Perfect. So that will work for me. Now, probably want to, I'm going to move this down one layer just so we're cool. I have the fluid conduits for it now. Nice. Okay, that all looks pretty good. Now we can cover this up to make it look a little bit better, but for now this should, if my theories are correct, function. Let's see how right I am about that. If we went and got some canola seeds, like a stack, awesome that I have that much. I'm going to put not a whole stack in there. I'm going to do like 16 in the press. So the press is going to need power, but that should immediately be dumped out into here, and it should evenly split it, or relatively evenly. Not super evenly, it looks like, but it's relatively evenly. Cool. So I'm noticing that one press, the two barrels are not doing a good job of keeping up with the one press. But you guys are now getting your oil, right? Yeah, and you're going into here. So you're burning that oil, right? It is going, right? Into here. Fluid insert. Don't tell me I have to like insert into the back or something silly like that. Me and Elpack are gonna have words if that's the case. I'm having a bad feeling about this. And the worst part of this bad feeling is that I'm gonna need a little bit more of this pressurized fluid conduit if I don't want to lose that oil that I have. And I really don't have the nether quartz to do that. Killing me. Alright, let's do this. Beg, borrow, and steal. This is what happens when we don't have resources. So do you need to go into here? Insert? Yeah, you do. What's up? Interesting. Okay, well, good to know that that's a thing. So we can shift mouse wheel to change which we want to see. So there's my energy and there's my liquids. I'm going to remove all the liquids from here. As I'm about to go message Elpack and be like, what do you mean I can't pipe liquids into the bottom? What we'll probably wind up doing is running it under here to here. Is that cool? I think that should look good. And then when we get the facades to cover that up, it'll look good. Okay? So that should be fine. So throw... Nice. That's back up and running. We can throw another 16 of these in here. We're definitely going to need power into that thing, which we can easily do with our shovel. You know what I'm going to do is configure this guy to be both in and out. So we'll just say none, which means it can both send and receive power. So these guys should both be getting oil now, which is awesome. And you should be sending your power directly over to here, filling up this buffer. 217 RF for Twick. That's awesome. Yeah, you can continue burning your coal. That's fine with me. So this thing's going to fill up, and then once this thing's full, which, by the way, I can make it stop max input. Input requires a redstone signal now. By doing that, it's no longer receiving power. And if we come over here, this guy should be filling up. Nice. At 200 RF a tick, which is pretty much what we would expect from having both these guys running. Beautiful. I like it. What I can also do is, do I have any more of those energy conduits, or did I pretty much use them all? Let's get our energy conduits back. And we'll be back in a minute when this smelts. All right, so that's 3. That should be cool. Now we can do our conduits. My goal, like I said, is to really have this stuff up and running as good as I can by the time I get around to releasing the world download for you guys. So that is absolutely my hope. Cool. So now I should be able to just do this, and this will power these bad boys. So this will be draining power now to refill this buffer. And it did, and now it's no longer draining, and it's once again, well, not filling because we ran out of oil, but you get the gist. So because we've got this on the bottom set to none, it can both send and receive power, which is good because it means we can power this guy. Nice. Okay. So far so good. Working out pretty well. Thinking we might want more fermenting barrels before we want more canola presses. One of the things I want to test is the ratio of canola presses to fermenting barrels and how many I want. I thought it would be 1 to 2, but it might be more. So making another fermenting barrel here. Thinking it's dark out, so I really need ender pearls. Oh, look at all the bad guys out here. Man. I do see an enderman in the distance, which is nice. So look, enderman. Talking to you here, buddy. Are you Mr. I'm gonna be friendly to you, direwolf, or are you Mr. I'm gonna attack you, direwolf? Uh-oh. Man, there's a lot of bad guys around here. I need to get more quartz. That's a hefty amount of poison. Witches. Running for my life. Yes. Safe-ish. Alright, back in a minute. So there was an incident with a creeper. Maybe 2. But, you know, through no fault of my own, the creeper happened to destroy a certain enderman. And, I got a certain ender pearl. Huzzah to that. So, hey, not my fault, enderman. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. So much junk. Alright, let's get back to work, because we have much to do. Alright, so I've got my 3rd fermenting barrel here. We're going to see how this goes. We're going to configure you with our Yeta wrench to be insert mode. Cool. And then let's throw half a stack of canolas in there. Sound neat? Now you guys should all get oil, in theory, in certain amounts. Yeah. So it's not going to like perfectly distribute it, but it's going to relatively distribute it. That seems to be going pretty well. I think we're actually... Are we keeping up at this point? Or is there a surplus? Seems to be a little bit of a surplus. How much do you do per process? 80? Okay. So not much of a surplus. So I could probably have 2 presses. I mean, there's a little bit of a surplus here. It's insignificant, but it exists. So what we would probably want to do is either have, and then you're sending over to here, right? You're not. Ah, right. We need another fluid conduit on the bottom of that guy. I forgot to extract oil from that new one. Should be in one of these chests. I have 1 more item conduit. Nope, I had it on me. Extract always active. Cool. Pulled it out, and it's in these guys now. Nice. And these are relatively balanced too, right? It's not a perfect balance of the liquids, but it relatively balances it. So you produce a bunch of power, you've got a bunch of power. I'm going to go over here, by the way, and tell him that he can receive power again. Always active. And now we're getting power from those lasers. Awesome. Look at that. It's filling up pretty quickly, too. Nice. 500 RF a tick? Not bad. That's because this one's probably emptying at about 500 RF a tick. Emptying 500, so I want to say the energy laser relays can do about 500 per tick. Let's see. Does it say exactly? Energy caps in order are 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Alright, so it should really be able to do 1,000. Not sure why it's not, but it's fine. But you know what, it might be, well, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. There's probably a little bit of energy loss here too, but I'm not too worried about that. It doesn't specify what the energy loss is, but there is some. But like I said, not that big a deal. All right, so we've got the basics down. I'd really like to be able to do a little bit more with this, but for now, like, we're creating power and we're transmitting it. That's a good start. We haven't yet automated the collection of those canola seeds, and we haven't obviously automated the sending of it over there and processing it, right? But at the very least, we've got this going. Nice. All right, back in a minute. So guys, I want to make a painting machine, which is right here. Painting machine, boom. Use the diamond, but that's all right. It's the cost of beauty. This thing should fill up its internal buffer of power. We can now make facades, which are made like so. Boom. That'll make 7 conduit facades. Probably enough for now. I'm also smelting up a little bit more of this if I need more. These guys go into this slot, and then you can specify what you want them to look at by just placing any block in there. And I'm assuming chisel blocks work. I'm hoping chisel blocks work. Pretty sure chisel blocks will work. We're going to find out. Hooray! Nice, we've got conduit facades. Look at that. Cool. So what do these nifty gadgets do? They cover up your conduits. So that, remember this ugliness? Boom. Can't even tell the difference. Now, holding a Yeta wrench in your hand will hide them. You don't want to do this, I mean, it's not terrible, but if you do this like with a ton of blocks, you might eventually experience some rendering lag when you're switching between your Yeta wrench and when you're not. But if you're not doing it in too badly of a laggy area, you should be fine. So long story short, you know, don't abuse these, don't put them everywhere, but that's good enough for now. Nice. So that's easy peasy. Cool. And now that looks good from in here too. Beautiful. All right. So we've got a good amount accomplished. We still need to make the auto ore processing room, which we'll get to. But for now, at least we have manual processing. So that's totally a thing. We can either sag mill, or we can use alloy smeltery, or we can use the powered furnace and crusher for manual processing of ores, which is fine. Or we can go a couple of approaches. Why are you not distributing your stuff? You're being naughty again, aren't you? I have to play with this laser system a little bit sometimes. Interesting. Are you gonna sort? You did. Weird. All right. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the episode here. So for now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time. Sand, you don't belong in here. You belong over here. And we will wind up playing a little bit with probably figuring out a good way to get ender pearls would be nice. And maybe a few more things. Obviously, we need to progress up. What I'm going to do is create the world back up now. So let's back up our world. I'm going to clean up my inventory a little bit. Come right back. So, LPEC filled me in on why this is happening. This item laser relay is actually talking to the chest over here. So that's bad. I have to fix that. So I think what I can do is turn this into an advanced version of the relay. I was going to try and rearrange the layout, but I think this will work just fine. We'll put our ESD here again with our item interface and our chest. And then what I can do is have the advanced relay configured so that it's an empty whitelist for inbound and an empty blacklist for outbound. So pretty much nothing's allowed in, but everything is allowed out. Pretty sure that's the right way to do that. And then you're going to need to be up and north again. And you can do all the things. So we link this to this, and nice. Not so nice. What are you doing now? Why are you not sort that? So this configuration should work. We're just going to want this to be south to up. And I want this to be like pretty much all the inventory slots. So you should go now. Nice. Okay, that works. So that should be cool. Empty blacklist for outbound, empty whitelist for inbound. I think you'll be fine. Oh wait, yeah, no, look, you're still holding on to the sulfur dust. Interesting. I have to play with this a little bit. All right, there we go. Got it. Sulfur dust made its way over. I just made these both empty blacklists for now because that's fine. All right, I was going to make a chest for you guys. So let's sort the stuff that I don't need to have in my inventory at the moment. So things like this and this and this. I'll put all my tools away. So all the tools generally have been hanging out in here, and that's not going to change anytime soon. And then this is my like day-to-day carried around inventory. Cool. You can have my armor too. I don't think I've made any baubles yet. We'll get to that. And then I'm going to back up the world, and you guys can have it. All right? For now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time with a lot more fun. For now, take it easy, and enjoy the world download.